ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ नम आव्याधिनीभ्यः आव्याधिनीभ्यो विविध्यन्तेभ्यः आव्याधिनीभ्य इत्याग व्याधिनीभ्यः विविध्यन्तेभ्यश्च विविध्यन्तेभ्य इति विविध्यन्तेभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नम उगणाभ्यः उगणाभ्यस्तृगं हतेभ्यः तृगं हतेभ्यश्च च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नमो गृत्सेभ्यः गृत्सेभ्यो गृत्सपतेभ्यः गृत्सपतेभ्यश्च गृत्सपतेभ्य इति गृत्सपतिभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नमो व्रातेभ्यः व्रातेभ्यो व्रातपतेभ्यः व्रातपतेभ्यश्च व्रातपतेभ्य इति व्रातपतिभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नमो गणेभ्यः गणेभ्यो गणपतिभ्यः गणपतिभ्यश्च गणपतिभ्य इति गणपतिभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नमो विरूपेभ्य विरूपेभ्यो विश्वरूपेभ्यः विरूपेभ्य इति विरूपेभ्यः विश्वरूपेभ्यश्च विश्वरूपेभ्य इति विश्वरूपेभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नमो महद्भ्यः महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लकेभ्यः महद्भ्यः इति महद्भ्यः क्षुल्लके क्षुल्लकेभ्यश्च च वः वो नमः नमो नमः नमो रथिभ्यः रथिभ्यो रथेभ्यः रथेभ्य इति रथिभ्यः अरथेभ्यश्च च वः वो नमः नमो नमः. Is that where we stopped, Chandrasekhara?
Yes, Anna.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. We are looking at the fourth Anuvakam of Sri Rudram as Kramapatha. The fourth Anuvakam, the essence of the fourth Anuvakam, is the third aspect or attribute of the source or the divine consciousness, as in omnipotence. And last week we discussed what this omnipotence means. Potence is the potential that is already pre-programmed, and when that moves, it becomes kinetic. Energy is one. It is neither created nor destroyed. Physics 101. Energy is one. It is neither created nor destroyed. When it doesn't move, it is potential. When it moves, it is kinetic. So the potential becomes kinetic, and the kinetic, when it is still, it is potential. That which moves, that which doesn't move. There are only two things in us that move, literally speaking. Of course, not the blood and all the other things. Fundamentally in the body, there are only two things that move. If you look at it very clearly, what is it that moves? What are the two things that move, Gayatri? What are the two things that move? Gayatri
Our
Borude.
breath and our mind.
Mind,
Thought.
breath and thought. Yes, breath and thought. Breath is breath is constantly moving. If that is not moving, you are not alive. Breath is the one that moves. And what is the other one that moves? Thought. But actually speaking, both are so interrelated. Vayurodanan liyamanasam. Jalapakshivad. That is Upadesha Saram. If you know one, you will know the other. If you know your breath, you will know your thought. If you know your thought, your breath will be controlled. This is fundamental science. I'm not talking philosophy. Spirituality is not some philosophy that is neither understood by the person who is speaking nor by the person that is listening. If every word that I am talking is not making sense, please raise your hand, because it has to. I'm talking about the most fundamental. Look at thought, it moves. Look at breath, it moves. Only two things that are moving. If you know how to control your breath, or if you focus or become aware of your breath, you automatically become aware of your thought. Or if you are aware of your thought, you automatically have control over your breath. These are the only two kinetic forces in the body. If you know one, you will know the other. And that kinetic force is what is called omnipotence, which when it is still, it is potential. When it moves, it is kinetic. So therefore, the one who knows the breath will know their thought. 100%. If you are focused on your breath, you are not even thinking. If the only thought is your breath, Ali nu yaad karo, ral ke phar yaad karo, Ali mola, Ali dam dam, lakh te karor ware, akho dam dam. Dam means breath. And this is, many people have taken this as upasana and called it vipassana. Okay. Huh? That is nothing but vipassana. Vipassana is all, and some people have given it very interesting words, shvasamida dhyasa, and so on and so forth. All this is fundamental. We are not inventing anything new. All that needs to be invented is already invented. It is already present. What you have to do is a discover. Remove the cover. Remove the cover. Discover. That's why it's called discover. Nothing new is to be invented. Everything that is to be invented is already invented. When you become aware of it and you make a group of aware of it, that's why it's called the patent. Otherwise, it is latent. You see the words, how powerful they are. Patent means not discovering something new. Uh, Invention in Spanish, ventana means window. Ventana, window. Invention means that going inside and opening the window. And when you open that window, you will already automatically see that it is already present, but you are not aware of it. And therefore, all these beautiful kinetic forces that are within us, they are like a chariot. It's like a chariot wherein the senses are the horses, the reins are the thoughts, the charioteer is the intellect. The one who is sitting and enjoying the chariot is your own individual ego, or the rider, the driver is the intellect. The one who is sitting and enjoying the ride is the ego self. So now you see how it is all rathibhyo arathebhyaha. Rathibhyo arathebhyaha. Ratha. Ratha means that which is being pulled. Arathebhyaha. And the one who is not being pulled. The one who is pulled by the senses. The one who is not pulled by the senses. Rathebhyaha, arathebhyaha. Am I talking foreign language? Hello, you are all understanding. Am I talking common sense only? No. Huh? Am I talking common sense or not? Nothing special. See, the beauty of spirituality is, the beauty of worldly knowledge is trying to find something new. The beauty of spiritual knowledge is finding that which is common. Huh? Therefore, you are tricking yourself. I'm inventing something new. I have so many patents. I have this, I have that. I am a great scientist. I am also a principal scientist. No, no, you are none of that. Already which is present. And when that comes into your awareness, it shines. And when it shines as the object. But the fundamental aspect is the consciousness itself. So in those that are being pulled, and in those that are not being pulled, rathibhyaha arathebhyaha. You understand the words? And please share the screen, Chandrasekhara, of the Kramapatham. So, when we are looking at this potency, when you are looking at this potency, the omnipotence, in that which is being pulled and in that which is not being pulled. Rathebhyo, Ratha Patibhyaha, Rathapatibhyascha, Rathapatibhya iti Rathapatibhyaha. Most important for Telugu people, it is not Radha. uh, Okay. And most important for Tamil people, it is not Ratha. When some people are saying Radha, some people are saying Ratha. Ratha means love. Radha means meaningless. There is no meaning to the word Radha. It is not Dasha Radha. Dasha Ratha. Ratha means chariot. Dasha means 10. The chariot pulled by the 10. What are the 10 that are pulling this chariot? We'll look at that after the class. Rathapatibhya iti Rathapatibhyaha chavaha wo namaha namo namaha. Until then, how many yajus are over? Uh, Chandrasekhara, how many yajus we finished?
I have to count, sorry.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. There are 8 yajus until that point, and that becomes one part, what one suktam. This within Anuvakam itself, there is a theme that runs, and the theme that runs from the first yajus to the 8th yajus. Like that, in every Anuvakam, you will notice 2 themes, and there you will notice, uh, there you will notice. What did you notice? There is a end of a panasa there. 9th panasa. You see the number 9 there? The panasa means a theme is ending at every 50 words. This is all, this is, you become aware of it when you pay attention to it. When you pay attention to it, you are in love with it. And when you are in love with something, it automatically opens. You understand? Again, not philosophy, practically. When you pay attention to something, you are automatically in love with it. When you are in love with something, it automatically opens to you. But the inside has to totally focus on it. That becomes the tapas. Then it becomes a swadhyaya. And when you do this swa adhyaya, swa adhiya, that which is beyond my ego self, when you go into that, that is called swadhyaya. Swadhyaya doesn't simply mean reading books and all of that stuff. It has to go into intuition. And then when the swadhyaya happens, then what happens is pravachana happens. Whatever you speak is speaking from that point of awareness. That is what is called pravachana. Pravachana, that does not mean taking a whole bunch of books, mastering Sanskritam and all. That is part of what we call as abhyasa. That's what you do as practice. But when you do pravachana, you are speaking something which is coming from your own total self awareness. See how beautiful the words are. So rathebhyo rathapatibhyaha rathapatibhya iti rathapatibhyaha chavaha wo namaha namo namaha. Please chant this in scale F, starting from namo rathibhyaha.
Om Namo Rathibhyaha Rathibhyo. 2 times, Anna?
No, just it's
Just
one
chant,
time.
okay. Namo Rathib Namo Rathibhyaha Rathibhyo Rathibhyaha रथिभ्य इति रथिभ्यः अरथेभ्यश्च च वः वो नमः नमो नमः.
Okay, please get grounded in the scale and don't feel nervous. Don't chant nervous. Namo rathebhyah.
नमो रथेभ्यः नमो रथेभ्यः
रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यः
रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यः रथेभ्यो रथपतिभ्यः
रथपतिभ्यश्च
रथपतिभ्यश्च रथपतिभ्यश्च
रथपतिभ्य इति रथपतिभ्यः
रथपतिभ्य इति रथपतिभ्यः रथपतिभ्य इति रथपतिभ्यः
च वः वो नमः नमो नमः
च वः वो नमः नमो नमः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः.
Now, what that literally means, Namo Rathebhyaha. Salutations to all the chariots. And you are saying Rathapatibhyaha as well as to the owners of these chariots. Now, what does that mean? Rathebhyaha means the chariot and its components. I just described what the chariot is. A chariot is simply speaking the components of the chariot. What are the components associated with the chariot? The first component, when you go from outside to inside, is the horses. Then the reins or reins, I don't know what they call them in English. Then those associated to control those horses, and the one that controls the reins, who is the charioteer, and there is the chariot itself, and the chariot is composed of four wheels and a structure and a flag on the top of it, and inside this chariot is the one who is the owner of the chariot. That is what a chariot is. Now, we don't have chariots, we have cars. We have cars. The car also has similar composition. It has so there are no horses, but definitely there are what are called cameras now. Huh? Every every car now has cameras, and these cameras look out around, surrounding, and then of course there is the tires and the wheels and the body, and then the driver, and then there is the lucky if you have a driver, and now there is also the one who is enjoying the ride. and giving you directions what to do. So this chariot, or what is called as Ratha, is an incredible metaphor or an analogy with the entire system associated with ourselves. At each individual level, your senses that are on the road all the time, taking you outside, those are the horses. The reins pulling those horses are controlling. Those horses are your thoughts, which together represents the mind. Your intellect is the one that is holding those reins, buddhi, and associated with the wheels. All this chariot is running on what? The time. Therefore, day and night represent these. The time aspect is the wheels. Your physical gross body is the chariot itself. And the one that is sitting and enjoying the ride is your ego, or your own conscience, or ego, whatever you may want to call it. If you just become aware of this at individual level, life will be different. Life will be different. Just think about it. What is rathebhyaha? What is arathebhyaha? When you come back home, you are still driving the car inside the home. If you understand what I'm saying, you come back, go to the world, and you go there, and you park the car in the garage or some on the road if you are in India, but you don't stop the car there. The car is inside the home. You bring all that nonsense from outside into your home completely, and you're driving yourself nuts, and you drive everybody at your home also nuts. Have you ever thought about yourself saying that I parked my car out there in the garage and I am not going to drive inside my home? Have you ever thought about it that way? I am home, arathebhyaha. I am home, arathebhyaha. Rathebhyaha. Those that are bringing cars into their homes and they're driving themselves nuts and they drive everybody in the home nuts. That means what? The whole world is pulled at the dining table if they are lucky to sit together and eat. They don't even do that. Mother eats with her plate in the bedroom. Father eats in the living room watching TV. Children are putting their own iPods or iPads or iPhones with two things attached to their ears. So what kind of life are we driving? Just ask that question. My father used to say, if we talk during eating food, he used to say, stop. Maunena bhoktavyam. No talking while eating. Maunena bhoktavyam. Because we are all sitting together doing a yajnam. And the eating food is yajnam. That's why you say brahmarpanam. Brahma havihi. Brahmagnav. Brahmanahutam. Brahmaivate nagantavyam. Brahma karma samadhina. Have you ever thought that you're doing yajna when you are eating food? And have you ever thought that the one who is accepting inside is aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninan Dehamasritaha Prana Apana Samayuktaha Pachamyannan Chaturvidham. Only chumma chanting mantras, not living mantras. Yes, I think I told this before in one of the classes. One time it was very hot and there was ice cream being served, I believe in Puttaparthi. And as soon as the boys immediately started eating, and Swami said, Arey, how come you didn't give me the ice cream? And they were panickingly looking at all the boxes. No ice cream was left. What to tell Swami? And then Swami said, no, Ra, you fools. Nobody said Brahmarpanam before you ate the ice cream. Giving me ice cream is saying Brahmarpanam. Just listen to what God is saying. Are you really offering me that? And when you are really offering me that, do you talk? Do you watch TV? Do you do some nonsense? Are you doing it together as a yajna? So what I was talking about, rathebhyaha, arathebhyaha, those that are pulled by the senses and constantly on the road, even though they are home. Those that know where to cut off, done, this is done. Turn on, turn off. We are closing the aeroplane door, you are already in sleep. No watching movies, or no drinking, no doing all that nonsense. So, rathebhyaha, arathebhyaha. Know when you are in the car, when you are driving. When you are supposed to drive, uh, you don't do the driving, that is also bad. Because supposing you are going into meditation while driving, the Tesla guy will alert that the whole thing will shake, uh, that you don't have your hands on the wheel for 30 seconds. It will now start showing this. And if you are not paying attention, the feature of Tesla is it will shut down automatically. So while driving, don't sleep. While sleeping, don't drive. But don't be in sleep all the time. Dangerous not only to you but to people in the car. When you are supposed to drive, you drive. When you are not supposed to drive, then you are in arathebhyaha. Rathibhyo aratheb. Am I making sense? Am I talking common sense or am I talking philosophy? What's the next one? Please share the screen. So from this next suktam, from the ninth one is rathebhyo rathapatibhyaha senabhyaha senanibhyaha senani. Senani is Senani means the one who is the leader of the Sena. Sena means army. Now we are talking about the same thing, Apratiratha Suktam in Mahanyasam. Very similar theme. Apratiratha Suktam. Mahanyasam there is Apratiratha Suktam. Ratha, Prati, Aprati, Apratiratha Suktam. It's all about this concept only. How the chariot is running, who is the leader of the chariot, who is in front of the chariot, who is the leader of the army, and what is this army, and all that stuff. is what we are studying in Mahanyasam. Senani, Senanibhyaha. Senani, Senabhyaha, Senanibhyaha. The armies, Senabhyaha means the armies, Senanibhyaha means the army chief. Those that are aware of the battle, and in that battle, you know what is the army, and this army is composed of. Now, I will go into that today afternoon in the Apratiratha Suktam, where it is described very beautifully. Who is in the front, who is in the right, who is in the left, who is leading the army, who is the next level. All of this comes in the Apratiratha Suktam. And this chariot example is a very beautiful example that is expounded in a Upanishad called Kathopanishad. And that Kathopanishad is one of the most favorite Upanishads of Swami Vivekananda. And that Kathopanishad is the dialogue between Nachaketa and Yamadharmaraja. And this beautiful example of what that chariot is, as I am describing, is exactly derived from the Kathopanishad, where the entire components of the chariot are described in the mantras in Kathopanishad. And this entire thing about the chariot and the charioteer, who is sitting in the chariot, I was describing that in the Mahanyasam class last Sunday about Krishna, the Arjuna, and the battle, and the armies, and the chariot being pulled to the center of the two armies. And there is this battle between these higher tendencies and the lower tendencies. The lower tendencies associated with the three W's, and the higher tendencies also associated with the three W's. The lower tendencies are the World Wide Web. The higher tendencies are work, worship, wisdom. You see what this is? I'm not talking some. This is 100% related to our own life. So the Rudram is about our own existence and the quintessence of our existence. There is no highest sadhana other than becoming aware of this 100% of this Rudram. And this entire Rudram, from practical life point of view, is Bhagavad Gita. From a wisdom and worship point of view, is Devi Mahatmyam. The 18 chapters of Gita is 100% replicated as a story form in Devi Mahatmyam. And beyond that, into the self-awareness and knowledge is Sri Rudram. Therefore, we are studying Gita Vahini in study circle, Devi Mahatmyam, and Sri Rudram study. ఇప్పుడు అర్థమైందా కోటేశ్వరరావు గారు? There's a lot of pressure on the devotional coordinator. When are we going to stop this Gita Vahini? It's going on forever and ever. That is the only thing that needs to run. Forget about any studying anything else. The Mahaprasthanam, the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Sutras, those becomes the Mahaprasthanam. After several decades and lifetime of Anushtana and Upasana, at the end of the day, you have to study only these three things. Nothing else is required. So, Senani, Senanibhyaha, Senanibhyascha, Namas Senabhyaha, Senanibhyaha, Sena the army, Senani the chief of army. And what are these Senas? Namas Senabhyaha, सेना आभ्यः सेनानिभ्यः ॐ
ॐ नमः सेनाभ्यः नमः सेनाभ्यः सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यः सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यः
सेनानिभ्यश्च
सेनानिभ्यश्च सेनानिभ्यश्च
सेनानिभ्य इति सेनानिभ्यः
सेनानिभ्य इति सेनानिभ्यः सेनानिभ्य सेनानिभ्य इति सेनानिभ्यः
च वः वो नमः नमो नमः
च वः वो नमः नमो नमः
श्रुति श्रुति श्रुति
च वः वो नमः नमो नमः
Is everybody okay, da? Namaha kshatrubhyah sangrahitrubyah chavaha namaha kshatrubhyah kshatriya kshatrubhyah, the one who is the trainer of these charioteers, and sangrahitrubhyah sangrahitrubhyah sangrahi. Sangrahi means the one who is gathering. Sangraha. Sangraha means graha means to capture. Sangraha means that which captures completely. Sangrahitrubhyah. Kshatrubhyah. Sangrahitrubhyah. Don't chant Namakshatrubhyah. It is Namaha Kshatrubhyah. What is that which is controlling the teacher of the charioteers and the gatherer of the rains, the Sangrahitrubhyaha, Sangrahitraha, Sangrahitrubhyaha. The reins that control the horses. What are those reins? For inside, see, at a higher level, when you are actually looking at this chariot, what I was talking so far is about the chariot that is associated with our own individual self, as in our own awareness about our own senses, about our own thoughts, and that which controls those thoughts or compiles those thoughts, and then the one that is the chariot itself, and the one who is riding in the chariot. All of this applied to us, as in the senses, the thoughts, the intellect, the body which is pulled by time, and the ego self that is sitting within taking the ride of a lifetime. But that is at the individual level. The same thing is replicated at cosmic level. And what that is represented at the cosmic level is the essence of Tripura Samhara, Tripurasura Samhara. That is the Tripura Rahasyam, another beautiful, incredible, incredible essence of the whole presence of the being at the cosmic level. At that cosmic level, what we are talking about, this cosmic level chariot. There is a chariot at the cosmic level. You have to know that Tripurasura Samharam is a beautiful mythological Purana associated with that. But all that stuff as a story form is the actually story that is happening inside only at a cosmic level, where the horses are the Vedas. This is Sanatana Sarathi, not the Sarathi or the Rathi or the Ratha that we are talking about individual level. Now, when you place that at that cosmic level, instead of the senses, the Vedas are the horses. And the charioteer is the Brahma, the one who is in the chariot, holding the bow and the arrow, is Shiva. The rhythm of the chariot are the meters, the chandas. The golden mountain Meru becomes the bow. The snake Vasuki becomes the string of the bow. The sound created by the pulling of this bow is the Omkaram. The sun and the moon become the wheels. The entire earth becomes the chariot. That is the master level divine consciousness chariot. So, this whole concept of the chariot, the Senani, the Kshatrubhyaha, Sangrahitrubhyaha, all of this stuff in this is talking about the divine action in the that is at the cosmic level. During this Tripurasara Samharam is a very interesting mythological aspect, which I won't get into now because it will in itself is a complete total different awareness. And the Tripura Rahasyam is another incredible study where the Shiva goes on the chariot, where all the things have to be aligned in order to take care or destroy these three asuras. And the charioteer is the Brahma, the chariot is the Mother Earth, the sun and moon are the two wheels, the Vedas become the horses, the rhythm of the chariot becomes the meters. And through the journey is generated the day and night, the days, the weeks, the months, the years, and the yugas. And in fact, the Ishvara himself plays the role of the Omkara itself, which in itself is a sadhana of life. The arrow is then bringing forth the awareness, and in that awareness, there is complete destruction of the Triputi. Triputi, the knower, the known, and the process of knowing are completely annihilated. And then you become one with this incredible divine consciousness. If you want to understand this better, join the Gita Vahini study circle this afternoon. Okay. that, that is the where Swami is exactly. And again, I'm telling you, over and over when this happens, you have to simply accept the fact that all of these thoughts, the words, the process, the actions, everything is already in divine plan. It just happens that you are in part of that divine dream of the Hiranyagarbha, and you are in the gross awareness of this Virat Swarupa, where the cosmic mind is the Hiranyagarbha, and in this dream of this Hiranyagarbha, you just happen to be one of the participants. सेनाभ्यः सेनानिभ्यः क्षत्रुभ्यः संग्रहीतृभ्यः नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः ॐ
ॐ नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः
क्षत्रुभ्यः tru is udattam.
yes नमः नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः
क्षत्रुभ्यः संग्रहीतृभ्यः
क्षत्रुभ्यः संग्रहीतृभ्यः
very good.
क्षत्रुभ्यः संग्रहीतृभ्यः
Excellent. क्षत्रुभ्यः क्षत्र क्षत्रुभ्यः इति क्षत्रुभ्यः
क्षत्रुभ्य sorry
क्षत्रुभ्यः
does it come as a yaha or
no, it has to be yaha because whenever the visarga ends, bhyaha, right? You don't say bhyaha, bhyaha. You say bhyaha, you have to say kshatrabhyaha iti kshatrabhyaha. See how you're saying bhyaha? The same bhyaha has to be said here. Yes?
okay kshatrubhyaha iti
Bhyaha, bhya is down, no? Anudattam.
bhyaha kshatrubhyaha sorry okay kshatrubhyaha
No, one
iti
minute. Take it easy. Just listen carefully. Okay. क्षत्रुभ्यः इति क्षत्रुभ्यः इति क्षत्रुभ्यः
क्षत्रुभ्यः
भ्यः you are saying भ्यः that is udattam bhya is down
क्षत्रुभ्यः इति क्षत्रुभ्यः
kshat okay kshat नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः. Did we finish that? Kshatrubhya. Kshatrubhya sangrahitrubyah kshatrubhyah. Oh, kshatrubhya iti. There is no bhyaha there. That is the mistake. Sorry. Can you please correct that or highlight that? I was wondering why there is visarga there because yeah, there is no bhyaha there. Sorry, one second. Kshatrubhya iti, not kshatrubhyaha iti. Kshatrubhya iti kshatru.
So there is no visarga is what you say.
Yeah, there is no visarga, yes.
Yeah, I'll fix this.
Kshatrubhya iti kshatru. I was confused why the bhyaha is coming, yes. If the bhyaha is there, you have to go down, yeah. Kshatrubhya. If the bhyaha is there, it has to be broken as a visarga. But because there is a vowel there, there cannot be a visarga. Kshatrabhya iti kshatrabhyaha.
Kshatrabhya इति क्षत्रुभ्यः क्षत्रुभ्य इति क्षत्रुभ्यः
सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च
सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यश्च
सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्य इति सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यः
सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्य इति सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यः
सङ्ग्रहीतृ okay, one more time, please listen carefully. सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्य इति सङ्ग्रहीतृ
सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्य इति सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यः सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्य इति सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यः
Okay, you got it? One more time.
Yes. सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्य इति सङ्ग्रहीतृभ्यः
चवः वो नमः नमो नमः
चवः वो नमः नमो नमः चवः वो नमः नमो नमः
Okay, let us chant one more time. Namah kshatrubhyah kshatrubhyah sangrahitrbhyah kshatrubhyah iti kshatrubhyah sangrahitrbhyascha sangrahitrbhyah इति संग्रहीतृभ्यः च वः वो नमः नमो नमः
ॐ नमः क्षत्रुभ्यः
क्षत्रुभ्यः three is udattam, yeah. Namah kshatrubhyah. So that is a true. That true is there is a dvittam there, right? Takara dvittam is there. So namah kshatrubhyah tr. So that is a tr, not a tr. Purinjada.
Yeah.
Okay. Namah kshatrubhyah. So there is a holding on the ta.
Namaha kshatrubhyah.
Good.
Namaha kshatrubhyah. Kshatrubhyah sangrahitrbhyah.
Right.
Kshatrubhya iti kshatrubhyah. Sangrahitrbhyascha sangrahitrubhya iti sangrahitrubhyah chavaha वो नमः नमो नमः.
Good. So now on the sangrahitra there is no takara dvittam. So therefore there is a has to be chanted as sangrahitra bhya sutra. But whereas in kshatra tra, that is the difference.
Yeah,
okay.
Correct. Very nice.
Now takshabhyah What time is it? Is it 8? Okay, it's 8 o'clock. So we'll go into the next um, just next time. Next Saturday, for those of you who are coming to the Charm at 8:30 after the Saturday Krama class, there will be a orientation webinar orientation for the yajna and the next steps. So please, whoever is coming to the yajna, complete. If you're staying at the hotels, please call the hotel and complete your booking. And then next week we will have a webinar orientation after the class. And today afternoon we'll have the Mahanyasam Apratiratha Suktam that we'll studying, followed by Gita Vahini. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, now let's see if there are any questions. No questions. You're all blissed out. Huh? No questions. Anta clear. Yeah.
Sairama, Sangrahitrabhyascha, does it also mean someone like you or someone like Vivekananda, where it is not
Ayyo.
Sangha to hold on everybody's reins?
Graha
Not
Sangraha. Graha means
it,
what?
no,
Graha
no,
means?
like we said, first was our body, our mind, our reins, our senses. Then this was about everybody's reins if somebody was able to control as a sangha. I'm just thinking if it is
Ah,
applicable.
no, this is not Sangha is awake, no? Okay. This is there, there is no, this is not related to Sangha. So it is Graha. What is Graha?
Planet?
To hold.
Ah, Graha means to hold. Graha means not planet. But we think the planets are holding us. That is another different type of Maya. శనిగ్రహం పట్టుకుంది but we are thinking some graha is holding us. No graha is holding you. All that is maya. Just look for anugraha, not the not the agraha and navagraha. ఈ చుట్టూ తిరిగి ఆ గ్రహాల చుట్టూ ప్రదక్షిణాలు చేస్తే ఏం అవ్వవు. You have to first so sangraha samyak graha is sangraha. Graha means to hold. Sangraha means to hold in, to hold complete integrated holding. What is it that you have to hold? What is it that you have to hold? You have to hold the thought, the word, and the deed. Now I'm talking at individual level. Thought, the word, and the deed. Deed is the horse, the action, the sense. Thought is the rain. And the word is also to those three are completely, they're completely in synchrony with each other. They have to be in synchrony with each other. The thought, the word, the deed. The thought gets expressed as the word, and the word gets expressed as the deed. If you actually look at the sequence of it, the thought, the word, the deed. What does it mean? The thought, the word, the deed. The thought and the word are completely actually mirror images of each other. Without the word, you cannot think of a thought. Oh, this is very deep. If you are actually then now I may be coming into this zone of philosophy because people are now confused. What do you mean I cannot think without a word? Yeah, think. Try to think without a word. Can you have a thought without a word?
Without a word or without a form?
No, that is the next level.
Because in the dream, there are no words, or if I'm watching something, I am imagining, there is no word in there. If I have to express it, it will come
Okay.
out as a word.
In the dream, there are no objects.
There are, but there is no word.
What is an object without a word? Describe an object without a word. Just try this. Describe to me an object without a word.
Show the object.
We can see it, we can't explain it.
What do you mean? I mean, just I asked you a question. Give
No,
me.
it's not possible. It is not possible.
Ah, what is not even possible is even the feeling. You may be coming into, okay, I understand objects have the form. But what about my feeling? Does my feeling have a form? The feeling doesn't have a form, but there is a word associated with it, right? That's why the doctors say, do you have pain? And they say, yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, what is the level of your pain? Is pain a word? Hello, is pain a word?
Yes, but
Then if you're asking, if the as a doctor you're asking the patient, describe to me your pain on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it a 1 or a 10? 10 being most intense pain. And then what? How are you associating the pain with? Now you never ask a patient, are you happy? And the patient says, yes, I'm happy. Can you describe to me the level of your happiness on a scale of 1 to 10? As a doctor, have you ever asked that question?
the psychiatrist will do. I don't do
No,
that question.
psychiatrist. So the physical doctor never asks happiness index. But that pain or happiness or whatever as a feeling is also expressed in a word form only. Feeling is a word. And more importantly, everything that we associate ourselves in the world is thought, word, deed. Thought, word, deed. Thought, word, deed. Rupa, Nama, Rupa, Kriya. Thought, word, deed. Nama, Rupa, Kriya. Name, form, action. Name, form, action. Thought is a name. Thought is a name. You cannot associate a thought without a name. Form is a word. Then action is that which manifests. Thought, word, deed, everything. So, what was your question now? In dream, in the dream, 100% you have thought, word, and deed. 100% you have. Because in the dream, when you are going through that particular action associated with the dream, you are sweating. Your body is responding in your dream. You are happy. All that stuff is happening in the dream. So how can dream world not be associated with thought, word, and form? Dream world is associated with name, form, and function. But the difference between your awakened state and your dream state is that 50% of your senses are only active in the dream state, whereas in the awakened state, 100% of the senses are functional, whereas in dream state, that functionality of the senses is subdued, but the mind is fully active. The body, the gross body, the jnana aspect of the senses of perception are full in action. Yeah, if you notice something, somebody talking in a dream. Oh my God, this is an incredible experience. Uh, I became aware of my dream once, and I was trying to figure out, I'm trying to say something, but the words are not clear. That's why when a person is talking in a dream, you will notice their words are not clear. Only 50% of the organs of the action are 50% active. The organs of perception are still there in the dream state, and it is the mind is fully functional, and all of that is shining in this consciousness awareness. So you cannot have a dream without thought. Maybe the word is 100% subdued, action is 50% subdued, action is 50% subdued, but still you will still have thought in its full form. Functionality is subdued. Am I making sense, doctor? uh, Doctors have not completely studied all of this stuff. 100% true. Now you can, when you apply this consciousness into your medical field, you can do incredible curing. You become the supreme doctor, the bhishak. That is why the supreme doctor is so powerful. Prathamo daivyo bhishak. No doctor can cure your fear. Even the most supreme psychiatrist cannot cure your fear. I'm telling you. I was talking to my supreme psychology friend the other day. I don't want to mention his name, but he runs the entire hospitals, the psychology unit of entire hospitals in Midwest. He was visiting with me the other day. We were having this incredible conversation about the mind, the functionality. I was talking to him about all these aspects. This, even a psychiatrist does not define how to define what a mind is. So go figure out what they are treating you, and you're paying thousands of dollars to the psychiatrist, which is a very important. In fact, if you look at the number of people, there is a huge dearth in United States of America to find a good psychologist and a psychiatrist. They're 100% full. Their schedules are 100% full, which is in a way good, because we are finally, a social taboo of going to a psychologist, a psychiatrist has become like a regular physical routine. Don't feel ashamed that you have to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. It's not a bad thing, it's not a wrong thing. It is not a social taboo. You have problems you want to express to somebody, the supreme psychiatrist is always there, but this medium psychiatrist, in the intermediate psychiatrist, is also very, very, very helpful. And if you have people in your own family that have these problems, you go to a psychiatrist first to deal with them, because you know what to do with them, and you will become a better support system for the people, your own children who have psychological problems, etc. You go to psychological counsel so that you can help them better. Don't think that going to a psychologist is a bad thing, is a wrong thing, or a social taboo. Okay, very important. Physical health, mental health, equally important. As much as you go take care of your physical health, you should also take care of mental health. And that mental health starts with daily sadhana. Okay, that is the biggest mental health. Okay, enough of counseling. What is happening here? The chariot representation. Unnikrishnan sir, what is the question?
It's not a question, sir. Sairam, it is just an observation from Bhagavad Gita. We start
Yeah,
with the individualistic model of the chariot to this
yeah,
cosmic model in the Tripura. It's an
yeah.
amazing journey of understanding the cosmic within the individual. So it's just, I just kind of made an observation there.
Yes,
With all the
yes,
things that you're talking about, as I deal with a lot of medical sciences, and I come across the gap in the understanding of the individual's real needs versus what the science is because I apply some of the things myself. I start seeing what they're telling me, that I should only use this, but there are other ways to get over through the mind that you are talking about. These are the 2 points that just came to my mind. Just made that statement, Sairam.
yes. Very good observation. There is no difference between the individual self and the supreme self. It's what comes in between.
Forgotten. Shaivanalu forgotten.
Huh?
Nahi.
So somebody is in Gujarat, they forgot that they are on a cosmic call and talking in Gujarati. Now you know how important this class is. Uh, okay, so yes, that's a beautiful. That's the reason why I was talking about the individual chariot and the cosmic chariot, right?
The
The
Tripura is
individual,
beautiful. I mean, just absolutely unbelievable how
yeah.
that is related to this individual.
So now the four horses becoming the Vedas. Apply that.
Exactly.
Apply that cosmic chariot to yourself, then you will have an incredible spiritual experience. Substitute the horses with the Vedas. Huh? The
Yes.
Vedas.
Yes.
Substitute the rains. What are the substituting the rains with in the divine chariot? In the regular chariot, huh? in the
Sense.
regular, in the individual chariot, the thoughts or the mind is the reins. What is that in the divine chariot? So do this exercise, Sairam. Do this exercise. Do the substitution. Individual chariot, homework. Individual chariot components. Cosmic chariot components. Now apply where our awareness meter is in the context of these two chariots.
Mhm.
Then you will have a incredible spiritual experience. Is the exercise clear? Homework clear? I stopped giving homeworks. Now we went through the individual chariot components and write down what are the chariot components first.
Yes.
What are the chariot components that relates to the horses, the reins, the charioteer, the chariot itself, the wheels, and the charioteer, and the one who is in the chariot, the charioteer and the charioteer, the warrior and the charioteer. Now
Yes.
do the what are all the components of the ratha, and then ask the question, how do they apply to us at individual level and how they apply at the cosmic level.
So, what, can I make one more observation? And then going back to the Devi Mahatmyam, that the Madhukaitavad level up to the cosmic level of the mother is again, I just kind of see how we are being taken through the various aspects of the Mahishasura, Dhumalochan, and so on and so forth into the mother now coming. I am only one. I am here. I'm the only one in many. Just again, they are all parallels in the process of learning, in the process of meditation, but just couldn't help just observing that. Sairam.
Sairam. Yes. Is there any comments or questions?
One last question, Sairama. This this one sitting behind the intellect, the one who is holding the reins,
Enjoying.
the one who is enjoying, we said is the ego self,
The
but
one who is
is
the one who is the passenger, the guy
the
who
passenger, am I the passenger or the ego? Why, when, so my question is, ego means me, little I?
yeah. What is the little I? There is one, no. There is the terminology is uh, is given only in the context of reference, but the terminology vanishes at some point. So in reality, the driver is the intellect, and the one who is enjoying the drive is the doer, the ego self. There is at the end of the day, what is the purpose of this whole chariot? And the guy who is sitting, what is the purpose of the Arjuna? If Krishna is the charioteer and all of this stuff we talked about, what is the purpose of the Arjuna? At the end of the day, is Arjuna different from this? Is now I'm taking you all to a totally different tangent. At some point, all of this only comes into question our existence only in the context of action, that we are talking as omnipotence, as in action. So when the action is there, all these components will come into picture. You understand? So there is the doer, the doing, and the process of doing. And in that context, because the whole Anuvakam is about action. This Anuvakam is about action. The previous Anuvakam is about knowledge, knowing. The one before that is presence. The one that is presence, omnipresence. The one that is omniscient. And the one that is omnipotent. What are the first two letters?
Om.
Om. The, the first two letters are Om. And this Om has three main components. The presence is in awakened state. The knowledge is with respect to the mind and the intellect. The action is in the context of the Indriyas. Indriyas, that which is shining in all these three. So, in the context of that Om, put the He on either side. The He, the H on one side, the E on the other side of the Om.
Oh.
Home. That's your natural state. That is what is called Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha, Samadhirtasya Keshava, Sthitadhi. What is the second chapter of Gita? This is the first shloka by Arjuna, first question by Arjuna. Who is a Sthita Prajna? Who is the one who is Sthita means seated in Prajna, constant integrated awareness. Constant integrated awareness is not just sitting in samadhi all the time, thinking that you are meditating. That is not what Sthita Prajna is. Sthita Prajna means you are in presence, in awareness, and in action. Integration of the action, the presence, and the awareness. That is totally who is a Sthita Prajna. The one who is thinking, I am meditating, I am Sthita Prajna, I don't want to think anything, I don't want to do any action, I don't want to wash dishes, I don't want to do my work, I just want to be in this state of complete this. All of that is a humbug, mind game. The one who is a truly Sthita Prajna will be in presence and in awareness and in action, totally integrated with all those three, never separates those three things. And that is why you see the people like Vivekananda and Adi Shankaracharya and these incredible examples that have very short lifespans physically, but have accomplished so much because they had total integrity of presence, awareness, and action. If there is certain energy associated with thought, certain energy associated with the word, certain energy associated with the action, those three are the main components of our existence. Yes, you understand? Thought, word, and deed is the essence of our existence. And so if you take the thought, word, and deed If 100% of your thought becomes 100% of what you say and 100% of what you act, you have destroyed the three puti, destruction of the three puras, and therefore that is the Tripura Rahasyam. That is the secret of the Tripuras. Now I am going into a different study, Tripura Rahasyam. These are incredible. This is all what is called Siddhanta, means a pedagogy of teaching, so that now you become aware of all these things. And in that awareness shines everything that you think, everything that you say, everything that you act upon. This is the beauty of spiritual, what we call as prasthana trayam, is this. Prasthana trayam doesn't mean listening to some pravachanakarta's bhashyas or memorizing Gita or memorizing all those things. The memory is important only in the context of that coming into awareness. Otherwise, that memory is useless. You become a pandit only in your knowledge and how to tell shlokas and padyas and all of that stuff, not in practice. The one who pravachanacha, swadhyaya pravachanacha, pravachana means integrity of thought, word and deed in prajna. That is pravachana. Vachana means word. Vachana means sentence or a compilation of words. That word coming in total awareness is pravachana. Pravachana does not mean by hearting books and spitting them, vomiting them in front of people, because that becomes a different exercise. And then what happens is people get addicted to these pravachanas. You understand addiction? That means what they think that by listening to this guy they have become great. Okay. Okay, then what happens was what your whole the process of listening is not in awareness. It just simply gives some kind of satisfaction mentally for a few minutes, and after that you become your own usual lower self, because what you're listening to has become an addiction. It's like medicine pouring in the ear. You don't take a medicine through the ear, huh? Only if you have ear pain. But if generally speaking, either you take medicine through mouth. If it is so severe, it has to be injected directly into the bloodstream, like insulin. Therefore, all of what we are talking about, this omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence, they are integrated aspect of those three, and that's why we are now going into this prepotence is what is called Shakti, and that Shakti is movement, and that movement is the thought, and the movement is the chariot, and in that context of that movement, we are talking about what is moving, who is moving it, why is it even moved in the first place. Rathebhya, Arathebhya, Senani, Senanibhya, Kshatrubhya, Sangrahitrubhya, everything is talking about movement. Are you understanding what I'm saying? How beautiful that Anuvaka, everything is talking about that movement. And that movement is what we call as a action. And that action in movement, what is moving it? And if it is moved by the senses in the context of your daily trifles, that movement is different than lack of movement in movement. And this is what Gita Vahini, we have studied incredibly Swami's words about akarma, karma, all those words now come into the question. What is moving? Why is it even moving? If thought is moving, what is moving the thought, and how is that movement of the thought affecting this whole system called the chariot? Jai Sai Ram. I think I have bored you enough, right? Okay.
Sairam, I have a question.
Uh,
How breath is connected, interrelated with thought?
what? What is what, ma?
How breath is interrelated with thought? The
How
one,
breath is? Uh,
one
how
who
breath is?
knows.
How breath is related to thought? That is the question. Yeah. How breath is related to thought?
Hmm.
Hmm.
One who knows the breath, he knows the thought.
శ్వాస మీద ధ్యాస అది ఒక ఆయన ఇంకో ఆయన పెట్టాడు దాంట్లో హంగామా చేశాడు ఆయన పాప వెళ్ళిపోయాడు ప్రతి విపాసన ఇస్ ఆల్సో ఆల్ అబౌట్ దట్ ఓన్లీ శ్వాస మీద ధ్యాస సో ద ఫోకస్ హౌ ఈస్ ద థాట్ రిలేటెడ్ టు ద బ్రెత్ బికాస్ ఓన్లీ టూ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ మూవింగ్ only such things that are moving in you are only those two.
Yes.
And they are both related to the component of the vayu, the breath, the air. Movement is all about the wind, the air. And therefore, how they are related is if one is moving, the other is moving.
Without thought, I can breathe, right?
No, try. If your only thought is breathing, that is also thought. How can you breathe without thought? You are breathing without thinking about breathing. But think about breathing, then what happens? What you said is very beautiful. If your only thought is breathing, try that. See what happens. That is what is Shvasameda Dhyasa. The only thought is breath. The only thought is breath. Try that. See what happens. You are right now breathing without thinking because which is happening without awareness. But if you become aware of the breathing, then the thought disappears. See, right now you are thinking, you are breathing, both are happening, but disconnected. But if your only thought is the breath, then thought will not exist. Sairam. Okay. Yadakshara Padabhrashtam Chandrasekhara.
ॐ यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व सायीश्वर अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व सायीश्वर अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष सायीश्वर हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री सायीश्वरार्पणमस्तु स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Jai Bolo.
जय जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की